Hello everyone, I'm Rahul and I welcome you to this fifth session of Gautam Buddha series. In this session, we will explore the technique that Buddha devised in order to bring more awareness into our lives, Vipassana. Now, what is Vipassana? The word Pasna in Pali language means seeing, the ordinary vision that we have with the open eyes. Vipassana means a special kind of vision, observation of reality within oneself. In Pali language, Vipassana Bhavana is often described as insight meditation. Why? Because the whole purpose of the system, the technique, is to give the meditator an insight into the nature of reality and an accurate understanding of the way things work within oneself. Now, how does this Vipassana work? What is the whole mechanism of the technique? In Vipassana, we simply observe and investigate the ongoing reality within ourselves. It is a microscopic examination of the very process of our body and mind. And its intention is to pick apart the lies and delusions through which we view the reality and to simply see the reality as it is. Remember the core difference between Siddhartha and Buddha. Siddhartha had a delusional view of the reality and because of it he was suffering. And Buddha had a crystal clear view of the reality and because of it he became free of suffering. So the intention of Vipassana is to see the reality as it is, to have a crystal clear view of the reality. Now, how do we begin with this technique? We begin by taking physical sensations as an object of attention. Now, why physical sensations? Why not mental phenomena or mental sensations? Because eventually mind and body are not two separate things. We are psychosomatic beings. Mind and body are one. Whatever we experience in our mind is reflected in our bodies, and whatever we experience in our body is reflected in our mind. For example, when you become angry, do you feel the anger in your head only, in your thoughts only? Or is it something that you also feel in your body? Anger is something that you feel in your body as well as in your mind simultaneously. Whenever you become angry, your body becomes tense, your muscles become stiff, your heart races faster, your body starts shaking and shivering. So by observing the physical sensations, we are also observing the mind. And the whole technique of Vipassana is to observe the physical sensations in a dispassionate and systematic way. When we watch our physical sensations in a systematic and dispassionate way, the entire reality of the body and mind is revealed with it. Now, why do we observe the sensations? Senses are the door through which we experience the reality. Unless something comes in contact with our five senses, that thing does not exist for us. We might think about it in our mind, but whatever we are imagining in our mind is just a tweaked version of the data that we have gathered through these five senses. So sensation is the link through which we experience the world with all its physical and mental phenomena. And Buddha has emphasized on the experiential wisdom. How will you develop an experiential wisdom? By paying close attention to the experience. And to pay close attention to the experience, it makes sense to pay close attention to the source of experience, which is sensations. So watching the sensations is necessary in order to develop experiential wisdom. So Vipassana eventually has two aspects to it. First, watching the sensations in a dispassionate and systematic way. Second, out of that very watching, insight will appear. So first there is process and then there is an outcome of that process, which is insight. So you don't have to do anything about the insight. You just have to focus all your attention on the process, and out of that process, insight will appear. Now, process also has two aspects to it. First is concentration, which is Anapan sati in Buddha's language. And second is Vipassana, which is observation in Buddha's language. Anapan sati is simply a faculty to concentrate. We can't jump into watching the sensations right away because our faculty to watch the sensations is not sharp yet. We are very distracted beings. We can't focus on anything for more than few minutes. So with such a scattered attention, it's not possible to watch the sensations. It's not possible to pay close attention to your physical sensations. So first, our faculty to watch has to become concentrated. It has to become torch-like so that wherever you want to focus, you can focus at your own will. Now the question arises that why can't we concentrate? I would like to say that it is because of our design. Experts in the field of neuroscience, in the field of brain, they all agree on the fact that our brain has a feature called default mode network. And the purpose of this default mode network seems to be to take advantage of the free time, and in that free time, to come up with the solutions to the problem that we are facing in our daily life. Now, this is a problem solving mechanism that becomes activated whenever we are free. So whenever you're not doing anything that requires great attention, whenever you are not making a presentation, whenever you're not having an interesting conversation, whenever you're not watching or listening to anything interesting, your brain interprets it as free time. And in that moment, the default mode network becomes activated. So we all have certain unfinished businesses in various areas of our life, be it personal, professional, social. Whenever we are not doing anything, the default mode network becomes activated. It tries to address the problems that we are facing in our daily lives, and it tries to come up with the solutions by thinking about various kinds of possibilities. So in simple words, we are never fully present in the moment. We are either in the past, contemplating about the past, or we are in the future, imagining all kinds of possibilities about the future, negative possibilities, positive possibilities. And it is a good evolutionary mechanism. I'm not saying that there is something wrong with it. No, we have evolved this far because of this mechanism. And it is our friend. But till the time this default mode network is not deactivated, we can't really focus on our physical sensations. And the tool that Buddha has given to deactivate this default mode network is called Anapan sati. Now, Anapan sati is a simple process of focusing all your attention on your incoming and outgoing breath. So sit in a comfortable posture, close your eyes, be relaxed, and try to focus all your attention on the incoming and outgoing breath. Now this sounds very simple, but the moment you will practice it, you will see the difficulty of it. Because your mind will wander here and there. Your brain will interpret this whole relaxation as free time, and the default mode network will become activated, and it's very difficult to focus on your breath with the activated default mode network. So the whole idea of Anapan sati is to become aware in the moment when you are caught up in your thoughts. When you are lost in your thoughts, just become aware that the default mode network is active. I'm lost in thoughts, and bring back your attention on your breath again. Again and again you will be lost in your thought, and again you have to bring back your attention to the breath. And this is how your attention will become concentrated. Buddhist people explain this Anapan sati with an analogy. They have compared our mind with a wild elephant. In ancient times, whenever people wanted to tame a wild elephant, they used to tie it down to a pole using a strong rope. So initially the elephant used to scream, it used to trample the rope, it used to create all kind of chaos, but eventually it settled down. In the same way, Buddhist people say that our mind is like wild elephant, and our attention is like a rope, and our incoming and outgoing breath is like a pole. So by bringing back your attention again and again on the incoming and outgoing breath, we will tame this wild mind. Again and again we will be lost in thoughts. Again and again we have to bring back our attention on the breath, and sooner or later this wild mind will settle down. So this is the first step of the process, concentration or Anapan sati. Just like a woodcutter has to sharpen his axe in order to cut the wood, in the same way, we also have to sharpen our attention before paying close attention to the physical sensations. So this first step is very, very important. And I would like to say that forget everything about the second step as of now. Just focus on Anapan sati for initial few weeks, for 1 month at least. Why? Because we live in a very distracted world. There is so much information load, there is so much news, social media, all kinds of notifications, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. With such a distracted environment, it's very difficult for us to focus on anything. And I think this faculty to concentrate has never been so weak. This is the first time, perhaps in the history of humanity, that we have become so distracted beings. So it makes sense to pay close attention to this first step of Anapan sati for 1 month at least. And you can experiment with it because we all are different beings. Maybe you're not as distracted as your friend, right? So experiment with it. And whenever you realize that your attention is becoming more concentrated, your mind is becoming more steady, more clear, and your thoughts are becoming less and less, and you are becoming more peaceful, I think that is the moment when you should decide to enter into the second step, which is Vipassana, watching the physical sensations. Now, once your attention has become concentrated, you can watch the physical sensations with much ease because you have developed the ability to focus your attention on the object of your conscious choosing. If you will decide that I want to watch the physical sensations that are happening in my arm, you will be able to do that. Right now, it's not possible. So in the second step, we simply observe the physical sensations that are happening in our whole body in a systematic way. We will start with the head. So first of all, practice your Anapan sati for around 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, focus all your attention on your head. Focus on the temple area and try to see what kind of sensations are happening there. Whether we know it or not, there are various kinds of physical sensations always happening in our body. And it is a result of the biochemical process of the body. These sensations are not any extraordinary sensations. They might be heat, cold, pressure, pulsating, vibration, throbbing, itching, normal sensations, ordinary sensations. So you just have to observe these sensations. And if nothing is felt there, if you feel no sensations in the head, then register that nothing is happening here. And after 1 or maybe 2 minutes, move to the face. Again, do the same with the face. Observe the sensations that are happening in your face. Then move to the chest, then to the arms, then to the belly, then to the upper legs, then to the lower legs, and then to the feet. You have to do this systematically. You have to scan your whole body from head to toe again and again. You have to see these sensations. You have to observe them as they naturally occur in your body. So you don't have to look for the cause of these sensations. You don't have to look for any extraordinary sensations. Just observe the physical sensations, ordinary sensations as they naturally occur in your body. The aim is to observe them like a scientist, just like a scientist observes an object in a lab, with such dispassion, with such detachment. When we observe these physical sensations with a dispassionate attitude, the entire reality of the body and mind is revealed. The truth of the body and mind is revealed. And out of that truth, insight appears that liberates us from suffering. So in the next session, we will talk about the insights that appear when we watch our physical sensations in a systematic and dispassionate way. So I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.